the mouse in my pocket and I guess I should say Reggie and I are back. Oh, goodness, goodness, goodness. All right. All of this part tonight will make sense. Come on. I'm here. I'm here. Oh, I know. It's not ready for me yet. I think it needs to wait another 48 seconds. No, I can see some of you are here. Here we go. Oh, hi, Pam. Hi, Pam. You know what? You know what I should have done? I should have grabbed a glass of wine. I should have grabbed a glass of wine in between all of that. Okay, now, so here's the deal. This is what it was. Jack called. Our older son, Jack, called in the middle of that. And, in a week, I'll explain. I'll explain in a week. I'll explain that part in a week. It's all good. But I needed to take the phone call. And anyhow, it totally interrupted the whole thing. And that's why I lost you guys. So here we are. We're back. We're back. We're back. We're back. We're back. Oh, yeah, Kelly, wine is a good idea. And Sarah said that's what she did. Yes, yes. What I know, and I didn't manage a hydration break either. No, it's good. Nick will be back soon. It was not the wife, the Bluetooth and Harvey. It was because Jack called in the middle. And so my phone goes on Do Not Disturb automatically. Anyone's does when you're on YouTube, but I have like the super important people in my life list. And if they call, it gets through. And so, because you never know. Anyhow, so here we are. We're back. We're back. We're back. We're back. Sarah got her favorite beverage. Yes. Hope you guys got your favorite beverage or, grabbed a snacky snack or did something. So I'm going to rotate the camera now. I'm going to rotate the camera since you've seen my face for quite a while this evening so far. And after that, now I need to plug in the fan. Because, just a little bit of sweating when things like that go on. Oh, it's all good though. It's all good. Now, I'm telling you right now, if we lose power because of the storm, or if lose internet because of the storm, well, that's going to be the sign that we should not be listening together this evening. All right, yes, we're back. Thank you guys. Thanks for coming back with me. What a pain in the keister. What a pain in the keister. All right. So it's weird now. I can't see. I mean, I can see you guys in the chat, but it's weird. It just shows one person is waiting. That is all I can see. The heck? Oh, there we go. Okay. All right. So I know there's more than one person here, but guess what? Even if it looks like there's only one person here, then I can see it in the chat, so we're good. And I'm still going to play even if there's only one person here, because then I'm just going to play by myself. Oh, plug in again. All right. Boy, I tell you what, if you've never been with me before, you're like, what the heck kind of operation is this? Well, it's a live stream. It's a free live stream. Okay. So we were talking about our This Is Us list. This Is Us list. I'm taking a little bit of a different twist on this particular one because this one is with myself and my dear friend, Vicki Booten. So we were together last week. Over a number of days teaching at the Three Craft Chicks retreat in Spokane, Washington. We had a ball. We always have a ball when we're together. And so a couple weeks ago, I had said, when we did the This Is Us list, I said, hey, in a couple weeks, we're going to do another This Is Us, but instead of doing it with when I did the one a couple weeks ago, I did it with Nick, my husband. But I said, we're going to do it another This Is Us, but not like something like this. We'll do a This Is Us now with a friend. The Love Sentiment Transparent. Nancy, are we talking digital? Are we back to talking digital maybe? I'm not sure. And I'm so glad that you guys, oh good, Heather. Heather said hello again, joined late and found you again. I'm glad that you guys, clawed back with me. Okay, so I'm using the You Are My Sunshine collection from Pretty Little Studio. That's what you see up here. It is a beautiful, just happy collection. It's just so happy. And one of the things I love about it is that it is, it's summer. It's called You Are My Sunshine, but it also is great for all different kinds of crafting, whether it's summer, whether it's every day, whatever it may be. There's lots of fun icons that really have nothing to do with summer. Things like this, smile for the camera. There's photos. There's all kinds of things. So I'm going to end up starting over here I pulled out a couple of different papers. I pulled out this one because this one reminds me so much. The Love Die Cut Transparent. Oh, this one. That guy right there, right? It is not. It has a white background, but it probably looked a little bit transparent because it was on my white tabletop. But I will tell you something. It could be in a sticker. So the collection is die cuts and it has stickers. It could be a clear sticker. So if it's a clear sticker, then it would be transparent. So let me just, it's going to be one of these, I believe. Oh no, that's a die cut. Anyhow, Nancy, if you want to know if it's a sticker, if you will, available in a clear sticker, if you will email me, lailbymail@gmail.com and ask, then I will for sure look for you, okay? And let you know. Because the Pretty Little Studio, Melissa is the mastermind behind Pretty Little Studio. She does die cuts and stickers. Pretty much the same die cut sticker combination in all of her collections. And some of the stickers are on a clear sheet, so it does look like it's transparent. Okay, so I pulled this one out. This is one of the 6x9 papers from the You Are My Sunshine collection. There are a number of different paper packs in this collection. I filmed a What's New Wednesday video last week showing this collection, but it's not up on the website yet, like on all these products, because Amy is out of town, and Amy is the one that takes then my videos and parses everything out for me and puts them where they belong. So just know that's coming. I think she gets back this Friday, so maybe over the weekend. Anyhow, I pulled this because this just reminds me, Vicky is like queen of mixed media, and that, when I saw that, really reminded me of her. So I thought, well, I could maybe use that. This one also reminded me of something that she would do, so I thought I could use that. And it actually kind of a little bit reminds me of her fun little, you know what that thing is called that she's wearing. That fun little, I'm not going to call it a shawl. That's what I was thinking in my head, but it's not a shawl. You know what that little thing is. I also thought this would be fun, but what would happen with this is we'd lose a lot of it. We'd be covering up a lot of it because of our list. So I think what I want to do, I really like that. I mean, it's because it's way out of my comfort zone, right? Way out of my comfort zone. So that's not something that I would normally use, just because it's kimono. Thank you, Janine. Because it's way out of my comfort zone, but it kind of works a lot really well for Vicky. So I may use that. I know that's not the right thing. So let me grab some of those papers out of the paper pack now and see what could work over here on the other side. There are so many products in this collection. So much good stuff. Okay, those two together, there's a lot going on. But if I switched up over here, this is what's going to happen over here. I'm going to end up putting a photo here. Oh, it actually goes like this. It was upside down the other way. So that could go there. I mean, there's a lot going on here, but then I was also going to do this one because Vicky always says something about rainbows and butterflies, or Vicky! Oh, hi. Hello, my friend. I don't know. You probably didn't know that this is what I was doing today. You probably didn't know. You probably heard my name. I mean, you heard my name. Oh, Lord. You know what I mean. You know what I mean. Yes, best wishes to you, my dear friend. You know that. All right, so Vicky often says life's sunshine and butterflies, or butterflies and rainbows. So I thought this would be fun. You are pure sunshine and rainbows, because she definitely brings very much like happiness to my life. So if you don't know my friend Vicky Booten, well, you need to. You need to know her, because she's amazing. She's amazing, and she's one of the best friends I've ever had. All right, don't go crying, my dear, or you can cry if you want to. All right, so if I'm doing that there, then I'm not doing this here. That's just, I don't know, maybe, we'll see. We'll see. That's a lot. That's a lot for me. That's a lot for me. Well, still a lot. I know Vicky would be all over these things going, oh yeah, grab it, do it. You should do that one, do that one, do that one. I think this might be okay. All right, this over here might be okay. So we're gonna kind of start. We'll start with this side first because this side's easy. This side for me is easy. All right, so if you missed it earlier, we're doing a This Is Us list. But instead of doing, a couple weeks ago, I did one, This Is Us about me, or my husband and me. That's what you say. My husband and me. And this week, my friend and me. All right, so you know how to know, this is a total squirrel moment. If you ever are not sure how to use, or when you use I and when you use me, you take the other person out of the sentence. So if I say, this list is about Vicky and me, or this list is about Vicky and I. Vicky and I sounds correct, but it's not. Because if you take Vicky out, and if you say, I'm doing this list about, do you say me? Or do you say, I'm doing this list about I? You say it about me. So I'm doing this list about Vicky and me. My grandmother taught me that many years ago, and it's something that's always stuck in my head, even though it sounds odd. All right, so I'm using a standard wide insert. My inserts are 5 inches wide by 6.25 inches, 5 inches wide by 8.25 inches tall. I am using a 6x9 piece of pattern paper. So I need to narrow this down. I always like, since this is 5 inches wide, I like for my pattern paper to be 4 3/4 because it gives me a little bit of a white border all around. This is 6 inches. If I want it to be 4 3/4, I want to take a little bit from each side, right? So it's even. So those nice half circles are even. So if I take a half plus 2, I guess that's a half and an eighth, whatever that is. It's nighttime. We don't do math at night. Okay, just know that. We don't do math at night around here. All right, 4 3/4. So now I have that nice white border all the way around. And I need for this to be 8 inches tall, just because that's what I do. Then I have that same border side to side, top to bottom. So 8 inches tall. There we go. Oh, I need my corner rounder. Here we go. I like to round the outer corners because the outer corners of my insert are rounded. Let's see. Teresa said, thanks for explaining this, Lael. It is a pet peeve of mine too. It is. I'm very much a grammar nerd. It's very much a pet peeve of mine. So I always kind of think about that. 5/8, huh? Thanks, Karen. 5/8. You're here for me. I know Karen's always got the math for us, doesn't she? She has to do it every day at work, so she can do it with us too. All right. It's just easier to say a half plus 2 because there's no 5/8 mark on my trimmer. There's a 5/8 mark on my Lael by Mail zero centering ruler, but not on the trimmer, right? Okay, because it's in 16ths and whatever. Okay. Well, there probably isn't. Okay, stop, Lael, stop. All right, here we go. Here is the right side of my spread. How are you guys tonight? I hope you're doing well. I hope, oh, thunder, lots of thunder. Hope you're doing well. I'm just excited to be here. I'm just excited to be here to be crafting, so not thinking about lots of other things in life, right? So crafting is good right now. There we go. You are pure sunshine and rainbows, my dear friend Vicky Booten. All right. Well, you'll learn some things about us in a minute because the This Is Us is going to talk about us. You'll learn about how long we've known each other. You'll learn about how we're alike and how we lead parallel lives in different countries. And you'll learn how we're different. Some of you that know both of us already know that we are different. We're alike in some ways and different in some ways. So this would be fun to do with a sibling, okay? If you have sibling or siblings, this would be really fun to do. Gosh, if you're a twin, how fun would that be? This Is Us. This Is Us pretty much is going to work for anyone, right? Anyone in your little world. All right, this may come down a little bit. I think I'm going to pull that down just a titch, just a little bit. I love that pattern. Those circles on there. So that is coming from one of the Pretty Little Studio paper packs. I'm just going to look at, this is probably a little bit of an easier way to look at them to see maybe what I'm still looking for that left side. Still looking for that left side to see something that is speaking to me. I'm just gonna pull them out over here. All right, so this speaks to me, but it doesn't speak to me on this because we have the circles here, the circle there, then we've got all this other stuff going. And when I put my white cardstock down here for my list, I'm going to lose a lot of that pattern. And then it's gonna be like, what the heck is that? So won't do that. I will not do that. Ooh, that one could be fun. I don't know. Again, here's the difference between Vicky and Lael. This one is nice and constrained and not messy, and this is like Vicky 100%. So I have to find the perfect balance, right? I have to find the perfect blend to make it work. It's like a yin and a yang. Yin and yang. Oh, okay. Maybe one of these. Maybe one of these. So different, that's what makes you friends. Yes, except sometimes when we're together too much, and because we were talking about this the other day when we were together. Sometimes when we're together too much and we've been spending a lot of time with each other, then it's like, oh gosh, we need a break. Oh, Vic. That's a funny thing. That one, it might be it. Just maybe. I like the yellow. You know I like the yellow. But I don't know. Sunshine and rainbows, the yellow kind of works. So let's do this. Let's get out our white cardstock because we need the white cardstock. And that will help us, it'll cover up a little bit of that pattern. Then we'll have a better feel for what is going on. Oh, boy. We almost just lost a whole bunch of things there off of my little table. Okay. It's a little bent. That's all right. So I just grabbed a piece of 8.5 by 11 white cardstock. I am going to trim that down to 3 3/4 by 7. So we'll start with 7 here. And 3 3/4. So 3 3/4 by 7. That is generally what I am using when I'm using a pattern paper for a base for my list. Because I want to make sure whatever I'm using, I can see plenty of that pattern going around the outside. And as long as my This Is Us still fits, and it totally does, then I'm okay. So now I can kind of get a better feel for what that might look like, right? Either side. I don't know. I think that's too many shapes. Let's see what this one looks like. I think we're going to go with this one. I like this one. All right, so get this guy out of here and bring the trimmer back in. And again, because that is going down as a base, it will be 4 3/4 by 8. 4 3/4 by 8, and that's just what I do. So 4 3/4, I think we'll take a little bit off of this side. I guess I'll probably maybe do a little bit less. So I'd like to maintain some of that ticket look. So I took a little bit less. I'm not centering this one like I did the other one. Because if I'm kind of centered like I did on my circles, I would lose a lot of that ticket. And I really like that ticket look. I'd like to maintain that ticket look. All right, so now we will round our left side outer corners. All right, there we go. And some of you are going, oh my gosh, that's a lot. And really, part of me is going, oh my gosh, that's a lot. But it'll be okay. We're going to trust ourselves. It's going to be okay. All right, right there, by the time we do that, even it's going to really kind of help mellow it out. And then we'll do some things over here that'll pull in some of these colors. So I think what I'd like to do, this is pretty stark white. I think I would like to bring in, well, I probably better figure out first what I would like to, what color I would like to stamp This Is Me. or not, this is me, this is us. I think I should stamp it with, so I'll do my little writing here in black. So, you know, usually I'm going to do black here because I'm going to end up with one of these giant butterflies, kind of over here somehow. And so, well, maybe down here. So I'll have a lot of color down here, and it kind of has to go up there, but what if I do this? What if we take this same thing, and then let's move him out of the way because that may get distracting. If we use this little heart, this is us, that little heart then works. So that's how we're gonna start to bring in some of the color from that side. All right, but still really stark white. So what I'd like to do is ink the edges of that white cardstock. I want to ink the edges of the white cardstock. So let's see. We want to do a pink. Pull in some of the pink that's there. Let's see what color pink we might do. What version of pink we might do. Jackie said she's decided to do this one about my husband and me. We celebrated 48 years of marriage on August 7th. Oh, Jackie, congratulations. That is amazing. Congratulations. Karen was betting on the yellow. You know, with me, you're a pretty good bet of, you are a pretty safe bet if you bet yellow with me, right? If you bet yellow with me. Vicky, what does that mean? The red is more loyal. Oh, this one? Is that what you mean, that one? I think so. All right. So let's bring in that color. Let's bring in picked raspberry. We are going to ink the edges. Picked raspberry, and I need to grab my little blending foam. Wait, picked raspberry or kitsch flamingo? Saltwater taffy, worn lipstick. Ooh, maybe worn lipstick. Or maybe saltwater taffy. Saltwater taffy. Let's do saltwater taffy. I use picked raspberry. I use picked raspberry and kitsch flamingo all the time, it seems. All of the time. Those are kind of the two pink colors I tend to gravitate towards. So let's see on saltwater taffy. So I pulled out my little blending foam. I'm going to grab that right there. I've just pulled that out of my little, that's one of my products, those little storage cases. Now, it doesn't do all of this for you. You have to do all of that work, but it's the case with the sheets and the little punch circles and the little Velcro that holds your little foam blenders. You'll see those on the website under what I'm using. It's just a great way to keep all of your little blending foams organized. All right, and I should mention those little sheets, like this one says Tim Holtz Distress Oxide because that's what I'm using. These are Distress Oxides, but there are, you can buy the little set for Distress Inks. You can buy the little set for Gina K ink. Gina K inks, I think that's one of the ones on there. If not, we can add it. Stamp Market. Anyhow, lots of different inks. So then you can be swatching your little foam blenders if you use foam blenders. So basically, this is pretty much about as mixed media as I get, my friends. Unless Vicky's in town and we're doing something really fun and then we're blowing bubbles with acrylic paint and water and splattering stuff everywhere. But otherwise, that's about, sometimes I'll use a stencil, but that's pretty much as much as I get, right? So you see the difference? Just by inking the edges, this is what it would have looked like without, right? Pretty stark. Just kind of stark. And then it just helps to kind of blend it all together when I do that. All right, so now let's go ahead and, oh golly, Leo. I'm being very impatient this evening. Very impatient. Oh, Vicky, we'll see you, friend. Call me tomorrow, okay? Call me tomorrow. All right, Vicky is East Coast, so much later for her, right? What time is it? Oh, 7:43. Okay, good. I'm proud of her. She's going to bed early. She needs to go to bed. needs to get a rest. So someone just said scrapped NH. I did see, I thought I saw, but I was not really paying much attention to it. That Heidi came out with ink. Heidi Swap came out with ink today. Yeah. I'm going to have to look into it to see if it is a pigment-based ink or a dye-based ink. I'm guessing it's a dye-based ink, but I have no idea, so don't quote me on that. I'm just guessing that it's probably a dye-based ink. To me, that's important because pigment-based ink, my term that I use, juicy ink. It just stamps super, super well. A dye-based ink, for me, doesn't give quite the coverage that an oxide, or not an oxide, but a pigment-based ink. And pigment is, oxide is pigment. Distress oxide is pigment. All right, so I need to kind of make this work right in here somehow. So we're just gonna have to, we'll stamp and then get that little guy tucked in. All right, so that is going to be black because I have so much color going on. I don't want to work in another color in the title. So let's grab that. Let's grab a stamp block. I almost called it an ink block. Stamping block from underneath here. This is us, is a little bit wider. It won't fit on that. Yep. When it comes to stamping, I think one of the most important things is to have various sizes of stamping blocks. You want to go with the smallest stamping block that you can that fits the stamp. What I mean by that is obviously you can't, well, you shouldn't use a stamping block that is smaller than the stamp. That generally is not going to work very well. But I would not, if I could help it, want to use a large stamp block like that with a smaller stamp. There's just a lot more kind of surface area that you have to mess with, and your chances of getting a nice, solid, even impression when your stamping block is too big makes it a little bit harder, okay? So I'll show you that again as we kind of use other stamps or another stamp. But if you can invest, and they're not expensive, but if you can have multiple sizes of stamping blocks, try to right size your stamping block to your stamp. All right, I am using a, pigment-based black ink. This is the Tsukaniko Versifying Clair in Nocturne. This, and I have used a lot of different black inks in my day. I like a very, very, very solid impression when I stamp. I don't like to see part of the paper showing through. So hands down, this is my favorite. This is the only black ink that I use, that guy. So I need to test my stamp first. I never, unless I get going too fast and then I get lazy and then I don't, which is a bad thing. I never, ever, ever try to not stamp on my project before that was like a double negative. I try to always test stamp before I stamp on my project. The reason for that is you can make sure it's straight. Now I stamped crooked. That was me, not the stamp. Make sure you don't have a little lint or hair or something like that in your stamp. That's going to prevent that ink from, adhering. So always a good idea to test. Always, always, always. I encourage you to do that. So we've talked about a couple things. Always test stamp first. Right size your stamping block. If you can, go with the very smallest stamping block that fits your stamp, not the largest. Stamp standing up. That is another thing that I think makes a huge difference when you are stamping. Even if you normally always craft sitting down, highly recommend that you stamp standing up. The reason for that is when you are stamping, if you're sitting down, sit right now. Even if you're standing, I want you to sit. We're going to go through a little exercise. I want you to sit, and I want you to do this with your arms, okay? These are your little T-Rex arms. You guys, some of you have heard me say this. I call these your T-Rex arms because when you're sitting, your range of motion with your arms is very limited, right? it's very limited because you're sitting. You're going to run into the table very quickly. When you're standing, now stand and do that same thing. You have such more range of motion when you are, a greater range of motion when you're standing. You have more leverage. So if you normally sit when you're crafting, do yourself a favor, stand up when you're stamping. I think that you will find you get a much better result when you are standing, just because you have better leverage. All right, so clean it right away. Clean it right away. Put your dishes in the dishwasher right away. Don't let them sit in the sink. Because if they sit in the sink, then it gets crusty food all over your dishes, and then you have to work hard to get it off in the morning, right? Same thing with your stamp. If you leave your ink on overnight or days until you start working again, then it may be a little bit harder to get the ink off. So just do yourself a favor, clean it off right away, put it back, put it away, and then your stamps will be all ready for you to use next time when you're ready. All right, so I can even have that because we can still see this is us. All right, so now, normally what I do is when I do a kind of a this is us like this, or this is me, I usually come in with a little strip of washi here. Now, Pretty Little Studio doesn't do washi, so I thought what might be fun was to take one of these little border strips, these scallop border strips that they have. So if we do that right there, then it's kind of super fun, and it looks like washi, right? Putting that there is going to just kind of visually differentiate our title from what we're about to write. So that's what we're going to do. I'm going to move this off of here for now, just so we could kind of see how it was looking, see how it was matching up. We were good. So let's do that. We'll come in with our little scissors right here. There are tons of colors and patterns in this die cut. That little die cut pack on the website, on my website, linked in what I'm using. All right, let's get our little glue pen out here. Did you guys have dinner? Hopefully you've already eaten. Nick's so sweet. Nick's my husband. He takes good care of me. I don't know some days what I would do without him. Most days. It was probably about 4:30, and I live in the mountain time zone, so we were starting at 6:30, and I still had lots to do and was still trying to do blog posts and social media and all these things that I hadn't gotten done yet. I'm like, honey, will you cut me some cheese? Can I have some like cheese and crackers and some apple? Because I'm not going to have time to eat dinner. And he goes, well, why don't I just make some pasta? And I'm like, oh, bless your heart. And so he did. And then Sam came over. And so we all sat down and had dinner together about 5:30. So that was nice. So I have eaten dinner. We had a pasta from Trader Joe's, ravioli. I want to say it was a truffle, like a truffle pasta with mushrooms or something. It was very good. Very, very good. It was not a balanced meal because we were hurrying. And let's see. Were we gone? Was I gone? We've not gone. I was gone all, Nick was gone. I was gone a week. Nick was gone a week. He got back in town and we're leaving Thursday. So the grocery situation in the house is not the greatest. So it was not necessarily balanced, but it was good. It was good nonetheless. All right. There we go. Okay. So we'll just bring it back in and see how it's looking. Now, do you see how those of you that were like, holy cow, where is this even going? This, when I first put that paper down, it looked too much, but look at, see how by pulling that heart in with all those colors is now kind of pulling this side in and using that teal. You're seeing a lot of teal on this side, or kind of that blue, green, teal color. It's now starting to come together, right? It's coming together. Good thing, right? Or else I'd be like, oh gosh, that didn't work very well, did it? Hello, Mary Lee. Oh, Mary Lee, I love that. She just finished getting her classroom ready. 29 first graders on your roster. Oh gosh, well that'll be a lot, right? How many years, Mary Lee? Tell us how many years you've been a teacher. I know it's been a really long time, really long time. Wanda, good for you. Wanda says she sits when she crafts and stands when she stamps. Yes, yes, yes. Susan, you're planning your 50th Destination Beach Anniversary Bash, inviting all who know us to join. Well, Susan, I know you. I know you. Heather's making dinner now. 9 o'clock where Wanda is. Teresa's fasting. Dawn's husband also made pasta tonight. He is the cook here and he is so good. Yeah, Nick's the cook. 100% Nick's the cook in our house too. Wanda went to Cracker Barrel. Very fun, very fun. And Louise is going to have dinner with her family. Love it, love it. All right, so let's keep going. Let's keep going. Let me look at my little sketch. Let me look at my sketch. I'm still working on the sheet since my handy dandy workbook is full. I haven't printed a new one yet. So, oh yeah, so this is interesting. Originally, here's my little sketch, right? Your 31st year. Oh my gosh, Marilee, bless your heart. And when I say bless your heart, I mean bless your heart in a good way, like not from the South way, I mean good way. We need more people like you. Okay, so originally my plan was, to do a butterfly there. I ended up not doing a butterfly because I wanted to use that rainbow, but the one I had was too big. And down here, I was going to do butterflies all down the side. But once I picked this paper, I didn't need to do butterflies because there's plenty going on. The other thing, my little sunshine and rainbows worked out. The black here and the black that I have on is really helping to kind of pull it all together. The black over here, the black. All right, so I wanted to do some things in this lower corner. So what I did in my little sketch was pull in some flowers. So there were a couple of flowers that I had pulled out. These little guys, I thought super cute. And you know what? Maybe it's just those little guys. And then there was this one that, oh yeah, so look at well, maybe it would be okay. Oh yeah, I think that's good. The two blondes and the flowers. All right, let's do that. I like how those flowers, I like exactly where they are. So I'm going to grab my highlighter tape. So highlighter tape is a pretty awesome little thing. It is repositionable, removable tape that is meant for highlighting like textbooks, okay? So like if you're in middle school or high school or college or, you know, reading the Bible or whatever it is, or you're reading a book, paper book, not on a Kindle, but you want to highlight something, that's what highlighter tape is for. But what makes it really great for what we do when we're crafting is that it is removable and it is repositionable. So, did you see what I just did? I had those exactly where I wanted them. I just put a little piece of tape. Now it has turned those two die cuts into one die cut. So, I am now going to pick up my glue pen again and glue those, or put the glue on. And grab my tweezers, pick that up again as one, and we'll put this right about here. Okay, and then I'm just going to pull the repositionable tape right off. And what's really cool about it, you may have noticed when I grabbed that tape, I did not grab it from the tape dispenser. I grabbed it from the top. Like, it's repositionable. You can reuse it. So look at all those pieces that I just continually use and reuse and use and reuse. So that is, I think that is just genius. Now, I did not have any adhesive behind that first little stem. Well, because I couldn't, because it was underneath. So now I just lifted that up and put it behind that first little stem. And it's bleeding off the bottom, so I'm just going to do a little snip there. And that was a pretty basic example because I just used two pieces. But I know, because I'm just like this. Sometimes it takes you forever to layer something. You've got, 4 or 5 die cuts and you want to layer them and you get them exactly where you want them. And then you're like, well, crap. Now I have to pick each of them up and put my adhesive on and lay them back down, and they never look right. They never look as good as when you first started. So that little highlighter tape is pretty awesome. And you can find that on my website. All right, so this is us. Here we go. Now, the only other thing I had that I think maybe I wanted to use was this little Friends. The Friends is a little die cut from one of the You Are My Sunshine paper packs. Or not paper pack, die cut packs. So I could do that there, or don't really like it there. I think, what if we go down here? What if it just goes down here? works? Let's do it. And I keep kind of moving that in and out just so I can see how it looks side by side. Normally what I do when I am creating off the page, that's what I'm kind of doing here is creating off the page. I will leave both off the page so I can continue to see them side by side as I work. But for some reason, I put that guy down already, so. When we were together on Saturday, I should have done that. I'll do it again a couple times, but I actually started out showing you, I've been a paper crafter, scrapbooker, memory keeper, whatever you want to call this, for about 27 years. I've been doing it for a long time. And for a really long time, I did 12 by 12 layouts. And so I was looking through my layouts this weekend. How about if we put that right there? What's happening right here. Do you see that white space right there? In the design world, that is called trapped white space. Even if this background color was blue, you'd still call it trapped white space. I have this little space that I created there that looks a little odd because it's just kind of trapped. So instantly when I see something like that, I'm like, ooh, I should probably find something to put there. So I think this little orange heart might go well because I have orange that's kind of working on that page. But do you see the difference of just popping a little something right there versus having that be blank? And you don't have to know what those design principles are, but 9 times out of 10, you know something is just not right. I don't know what it is, but something isn't right. In some cases, it could be you've got that going on. You have a little bit of trapped white space. And so if you can find something to help kind of fill that in a little bit, then it just looks better. It looks better. You may not know what it's called or why it's not looking right to you, but there you go. All right, so now I'm ready for my list. I'm ready to start doing my list. Oh, this is so fun. I love all that color, which is so funny because, oh, wait. Oh, okay, hang on. Okay. So, Elise, you said that you've been teaching for 31 years, not Marilee. Marilee's been teaching for 16 years. Okay, still, Marilee, bless your heart, and Elise, bless your heart as well. We need more teachers like you guys who just devote everything to kids, right? That's just so important. We need more people like you in this world. So thank you for what you do. All right, so now I'm ready to start listing. The only other thing that I need something, some kind of bullet stamp, right? Some kind of bullet stamp to put in between everything on our list. So here I did little hearts and kind of pulled in the red. What did I do? Well, we know that we have lots of bullet stamps. So we did little flowers there. So we could, oh, I know, maybe we should do the little daisy. I think we're gonna do a daisy and we'll do it in yellow. We'll do it in yellow. Oh, it is pouring rain, like so hard. And the sky's kind of yellow. You know when that gets a little weird? You're like, oh, the sky's yellow. Now, luckily, we live in an area in Utah where sky being yellow is not super scary. Certain parts of the country, the sky is yellow. That means watch out. Oh, okay, got it. Marilee, 31 years as well, but 16 have been in first grade. Okay, good. That's a long time, Marilee and Elise. You guys, seriously, like I said, bless your hearts. Okay, so I've pulled out the bullet stamps. Bullets and More 1, 2, and 3. I'm going to do Bullets and More 2. Bullets and More 2 is, I would say, my most used bullets stamp set for me, for moi. All right, we'll do this little daisy right there. And we are going to use a yellow. Now, there are a number of yellow, 8 colors. So I'm in my groove finally. Holy cow, that was rocky at the beginning. See, now I'm out of my head. Before I was in my head and just thinking about life and all the things that were happening and just, yes. So I am out of my head and we're playing. I think it's going to be fossilized amber. Let's bring this in over here to make sure we're still okay. We're still happy with fossilized amber. By the way, did you happen to see this little kitty? This little kitty in the collection, in the You're My Sunshine collection? That looks so much like Reggie. I know it's not Reggie, but it's, or not meant to be Reggie, but it looks so much like Reggie. Okay, so I think that yellow will work. I like that. Fossilized amber. This collection, I tell you what, it's so happy. It makes me happy. Makes me happy. Bright and cheery. And all right, so I have my little bullet stamp, and I'm pulling out another stamping block. Oh, here was an example. Remember when I said you want to try to right size your stamping blocks? If you have to go with your lowest common denominator, which would be your largest stamping block, for a teeny stamp like that, you are going to struggle. I'm just going to tell you right now, you're going to struggle. That is so small, you're going to struggle trying to get it the right amount of pressure where it's not leaning one way or the other, where you're not getting a blob of ink on one side and no ink on the other side. So that's quite the generalization. I mean, that's quite the broad generalization. But the smaller stamping block with the smaller stamp. So what I've done here is I'm using the stamping stylus. That's one of my products. That is a long, narrow cylinder, right? But it is very comfortable. It's very easy for us to use because it's like this that we're used to working with, right? Like a pen or pencil. So makes it very easy to get the right amount of pressure and not totally squish it, because you're familiar with that shape. You use that a lot probably if you're writing. So I'll test it, but we'll just test over here. Cute, cute, cute. Now I had an idea. Because, well, actually, that doesn't have a black center. But after I do those on my list, would it be weird if I did that? Oh, it would be weird if they don't. I don't know. We'll see. I kind of like the idea of that, of putting a little black dot in the center, but I'm not sure. So we'll see. All right, so in my list now about us, our friendship. Hello, honey.
Hello.
You're all wet.
It's pouring rain.
Pouring rain. I know. All right. So, in our list, there are some things where we are similar and some things where we are different. And when I did this list about Nick and me, I did some things that are, similar to us, and then some ways that were different. So it's kind of a fun compare and contrast. All right. This is us. We've been friends. For 20 years. It's a long time. And we met through this amazing hobby. We met when I worked for a company called Scenic Route Paper Company. That's how I know Elise. I met Elise when I was working there. But back in the days of 2 peas in a bucket, if anyone remembers 2 peas in a bucket, the website, she reached out and said, I like your hair, and like a private message. And I said, oh my gosh, I like your hair too. And so, we kind of started a friendship on a message board. And not long after that, there was a trade show in Chicago for the scrapbooking industry. And Vicki came to the trade show, and she came to our booth at Scenic Route, and she brought her scrapbook album with a whole bunch of her layouts in it. And she's like, will you look at my layouts? And I was looking at her layouts, and I'm like, oh my gosh, your work is freaking amazing. And then we kind of hit it off. And then I said, hey, do you want to be on our design team? And she said, yes. And then, here we are 20 years later. So yes, we've been friends for 20 years. In some ways, we live parallel lives, but in different countries. So I live in the U.S. in Canada. I live in the U.S. in Utah, which is more towards the western part of the United States. Vicki lives in Canada, outside of Toronto, which is kind of eastern part of the North America, right? So the way that we live parallel lives, our husbands are like the same person. Now, they're not polygamous. We're not polygamous, so they're not the same person, but our husbands are very, very, very similar. They both actually work in the same industry, which is very odd, in different countries. But our our hubbies, I'll just write our hubbies because it's close. I've got a little bit more room. Our hubbies are so similar. We have pretty much the same business. I mean, we both pretty much do the same thing, right? We have the same business, and we both have 2 kids. Now, where we differ, hers, she has Devin, girl, and Riley, boy. And Nick and I have 2 boys, Jack and Sam. All right. Hello, Nancy. Nice to see you. All right. What else do I have? We're both blonde, kind of. All right. You know what I mean. We're both blonde, or I'll just say ish. We're both blonde-ish. There's blonde in there. I was tow-headed when I was a kid. Like, seriously, white hair. She's an extrovert through and through. I am what I call an introverted extrovert. Have you ever heard that? An introverted extrovert? Sometimes I am not an extrovert. Sometimes I'm such an introvert, you couldn't even believe it. I'm an introverted extrovert. Yes, we both have cats, Christy Amber. We do. We'd be similar in that we both have cats. We'd be different in that, oh my gosh. Well, I was never really a cat person. I know Vicky was never a cat person. We both didn't have cats growing up. But through a very interesting long story, I won't go into it, but I ended up with my first cat right after college. And still have cats. And now we have Reggie, Sam's cat. Just say toe-headed. Yes, I did, Joe Disney fan. That's what we called it, where I was toe-headed. And I don't know why it's called toe-headed, but like if you're super, super, super blonde, like super blonde, I hope that's not a bad thing to say. I hope that's not a bad thing. Is that a different one? Hello, Grindelia Norma Balandrin. Hello, welcome. It's your first time here. I love that. I love it when we have first timers. Now, tell us where you're from because you're saying good afternoon. So that tells me you're like on the other side of the world from here. Yeah? Other side of the world. Like it must be tomorrow where you are. Are you like New Zealand or Australia? You're from Riverside, California. Okay. Okay. I thought for sure you were from another part of the world. All right. Introverted extroverts. Toe-headed. Okay, so now I got to look that up because that's something I've always seen. So I hope that's an okay thing to say. Yeah, toe-headed. Introverted extroverts. Here's another one. She loves getting messy with mixed media. And I hate inky fingers, right? This is very much, you see a lot of white in what I do. You see lots of white. There's a lot of color going on here, but I'm okay with it. I feel okay with it. And if it's the 2 of us, it has to be like bright and colorful, right? Oh my gosh, we both love to shop and can do some damage. We both love to shop, like we really, really do. But we also like TJ Maxx. So you can buy like twice as much or 3 times as much. Let me see. I have, I think this is my last one. Even though we live so far apart and don't see each other as often as we'd like, were there for each other. And I have to get really small with other. All right, friends, so there we go. There is our list. This is us. So this is us as I put this in. Oh, as I put this, before I put this in, if you can, always right away before you do anything else, clean off your little bullet stamps and put them back in the package and put them away right away, because those little stamps are so small, they will get lost. Like, it's just, they're too small. If this gets knocked on the floor, your little teeny tiny bullet stamp is going to roll away and you'll never see it again. And then you'll accidentally go to vacuum it and vacuum and you'll see it get stuck up and you'll go, oh no. And it'll get stuck up and it will be gone forever. Because I've done that recently. So where's the little sheet? A little plastic sheet. Oh, there it is. I didn't pull it out. Anyhow, get those cleaned right away and put away right away so you don't lose them or misplace one of those little tiny stamps. Because they're just nice little tinies. Nice little tinies. Oh, okay. There was one more thing I was going to do. And I didn't know quite how I was going to use it. But you know what? I think I know how I'll use it. I wanted to use one of the little mini icons photography stamp sets or stamps. So maybe what I could do, what if we just put maybe one right up there? Because you see how I kind of, remember how I was like, I feel like I needed to go a little bit lower. Now I kind of have this big white space there. So what if I take a little photo, little camera, and just put it right up there at the top? I think I will do that. So now what I was saying before I so rudely interrupted myself. What was I saying? Oh yes, this is us. So this is us. We've done it a couple of different ways, but this is a really good example of how it does not have to be a list that is with you and a partner, right? It could be a friend, it could be a pet. You know, it'd be really fun. Maybe you have 2 cats or you have 2 dogs. You could do a This Is Us. You could have a photo of your 2 pets or your 8 pets or whatever, and you have your photo, and this is how we're alike and this is how we're different, okay? All right, so I think we'll just do this cute little camera right up top, and I'll do it in black just so it's, you know, pretty consistent. We'll test it out first though, right? We always need to test it. Get that nice and inky. Is that the one we want to use? Now, here's the thing. Maybe you're like, ooh, I don't know if I want to commit. I'm not sure if I'll really like it. Well, guess what? All we're going to do here, just to see if we really like it, is we'll stamp it on a little piece of white cardstock instead of directly. We'll cut it out. We'll throw it up there and go, oh, yes, we like it. Or, oh, no, we don't like it. We're really glad we didn't put that on there. Let's just see. If you are on the Lail by Mail Facebook page, or, oh, it's cute. I like it. I like it. If you're on the Lail by Mail Facebook page or the Facebook group, or you get my emails, today I shared, there's a brand new Lail by Mail design team member, Susanna Lee. Susanna and I go way, way, way back. Simple Stories days. She was on our design team. And so she has 2 new projects. She does layout. Well, she does lots of different things, but her first 2 projects she did were layouts. And so she did something really cool. I need to pull this back a little bit towards me, okay? Just because I need to make sure I get it where I want it to be. There it is. I love those little camera stamps. So fun. And if you like these little mini icon photography stamps, you will be excited when you see one of the new stamp sets and die sets, stamp and die, coming out next month in September. Yes, that's what she did, Joe Disney fan. She made a border. She took, I think, 6 of the 12. So there's 12 little cameras on there, all different styles. She took 6 of the 12 cameras and did a border all along the bottom of one of her layouts. And it was so cute. It was really, really cute. All right. I think that's a Polaroid one. Okay, so it's all done. Now all we have to do is put it back. I tell you guys, it's been a rough couple weeks, and it just doing this with you. I can't even tell you. Like it's just, everything feels better. It just doesn't feel so heavy because we're crafting, right? For me, I don't know about you guys, but for me, this like feeds my soul, right? It does. And really any kind of crafting, even if it's about 10 minutes. If that's all I have is 10 minutes, not tonight, but if that's all I have is 10 minutes, if I can just do something small, it's what I need. So clearly, tonight, this was what I needed. And I'm so glad that we're here. I'm so glad we're here doing it and playing, and that you guys are joining me. So thank you. There it is. All right, so now I need a date. I need a date, and I don't want to, hello. I think we need to do this, because, like, don't you think we need a little butterfly there? I think we need that little butterfly right there. We for sure do. A little yellow. It'll kind of give us our little visual triangle right here. When I say visual triangle, that's another design principle. And if you can, well, basically, you'll see the difference. That, we've just created a visual triangle, and that gives balance. So I don't have anything there. It's still good, right? It's still good. But we need something, if you think about it now, we need something up in that area. And a little yellow butterfly is perfect, because it's yellow and it's a butterfly. All right, there we go. We are good to go on that. And then I need to make a date. I need to put a date on here, right? But I think I'll just, maybe, I'm just gonna put it right here along the side. I'm just gonna keep it simple and do 8/24. All right, and it's done, all done. So that was with the beautiful You Are My Sunshine collection from Pretty Little Studio. And guess what? None of that has anything to do with summer, right? There are definitely parts of the collection that are very summer, with suns and clouds and things like shine bright or swimming and things like that, that very much are summer. But that everything we did there, nothing to do with summer, which I love when you have a collection like this. That works for other, just super generic. Besides having a theme to it, super generic as well. All right, friends. So, I start to put a little bit, all of this away, just the You Are My Sunshine product. Let's talk about what our next list is going to be. Our next list is currently. Thank you, Wanda. Thank you. Beach gal, Deborah, you hit the nail on the head. You're preaching to the choir. You're singing my song, Deborah. Deborah said that's why I like listing like this. It's something small I can do when I need to do something. Exactly. And our next list is a great example of that, because our next list is going to go pretty quickly. Our next list is currently. So currently is a great list, just to kind of what's happening in your life, right? This one, some of you do on a monthly basis. We usually do this one every, I don't know, couple of months, maybe every 3 or 4 months. If I remember, sometimes I forget. I'm like, oh gosh, we really should do it currently. It's been a while. But currently, super simple. You pick some product, or you don't even really have to pick product. You could do any of what we do here, you guys, in a spiral notebook or composition book or something like that. So I always say all you need to have to play is something to write with and something to write on. Everything else is icing. Okay, everything else is icing. So the whole point though is to do it, to write these things down so that you're documenting them. All right, so next list currently, but I am also using the same collection for the second list. So I want to keep these things out. I may actually, I'll probably go stickers, because this is going to be a single page spread. Oh, well, actually, could be a single page spread, but there are some beautiful, let's bring this back in. There are some beautiful papers that could carry all the weight on the right-hand side without me needing to put anything on the right-hand side, right? Like something like that. Like if this is the right-hand side, I could just do my currently list over here, and then, I don't know, something like that could just go in the middle. Or let's see, let me pull out, let's just look at, we could do something, same thing here, something like that. That, actually, I don't like that one as well because that yellow gets kind of like lost in all of that. Liked it better there. I could do something just like super simple like that. Let's look and see what else we have here. Lots of words. Lots of words. This one, this set is called Just Peachy. It is definitely more, actually though, you know what? Summer Smiles. I mean, we are in the middle of summer currently, right? So let's see if that one would work. Summer Smiles. Really, and when I say let's see if it'll work, I want to make sure that it is not too wide. So that could work. Summer Smiles for my currently. So if I wanted to do a 2-page list instead of a 1-page without having to write stuff over here on the other side, I could do something like that. Or I'm just taking something that's pretty, I don't know, that looks like I just shoved it in there, doesn't it? Something that's pretty basic. Well, that's not basic at all. Oh, I got it. I know what I want to do. Where's that striped one? This one, right? There we go. And in fact, now I kind of don't need, let's see, we'll see if we use that. Sometimes when we do some of our lists, you guys ask me later, hey, that was awesome, but could you show us how we could turn that single page list into a double page list? Because we like to have double page lists so they, you know, match and coordinate from side to side. So this would be a really easy way to take a 1-page list and turn it into a 2 by just taking some piece of pattern paper that's got a lot going on the other side. Or you could put a quote on the other side or something like that. So I need to do 4 3/4. I just had a brain cramp. So we'll go 1/2 plus 2. And over here we'll go 4 3/4. And then also I need this to be 8 inches. So it looks like I need to take a 1/2 off the top and the bottom. So my finished piece there is 4 3/4 by 8. When I do that, the reason I like to do that is because that gives me a nice little white border all the way around my page. So this one, we're going to work entirely off of the page to start. And then we will pop it in our insert when we're ready. Wanda said she hasn't done it currently lately. I know, you know what? It seems like it's been a little while since we've done it currently. I don't know. I got to figure out where that goes because I don't want it to cover up that blue. So maybe it just goes right there. Maybe. All right. I'm going to do my little outlining on this. This has to be probably one of my favorite Pretty Little Studio collections of all time. It makes me happy. It's so bright and so cheery and so colorful. It just makes me happy. All right, so if we're doing this over here, now, usually when I do a currently, I end up keeping it super simple, and I use the currently stamp set, and I stamp currently here, and then do my list. But, it would be really plain over here with lots going on over here. So I feel like that's maybe too plain. So do I pull one of these little guys in? Ooh, I kind of like that, but I'm gonna play with something. We're gonna see what. Ooh, I can't do that though. All right, this is what I'm gonna do. I have 2 of these. I am going to test something with this guy because what I want to test, I want to see what it looks like if I stamp partially on here. And I don't think I'm going to like it. There's a way I can test it though. So let me grab something. This will be too wide. This is a transparent sticky note. I had to think of the name for a minute. Transparent sticky note. So I could stamp on this to see if I'm going to like it. All right. So I'm basically I'm going to do this one though, because this would be the one I'd really want to use. I think it's going to look really funny. Oh, okay. I just solved it. I solved it for myself. Do you see how this has that white border around it? I'm going to stamp currently on another piece of paper, on a white piece of paper, and then I'm going to cut around it just like how that's done. And then it will kind of look similar. I think that'll work. What do we think, friends? Think it'll work? I think it will. I think it will. All right. Need our stamping block again. We still have this guy out, so we're good. Another thing, and I don't think I talked about, oh, I did. Talked about picking this up from putting your stamp face down on your work surface and then picking it up that way, as opposed to, especially when it comes to a little guy like this, trying to pick up your little word and then place it and have it be straight. So I always put my stamp down, face down on my work surface and then pick it up with that. Oh, yay! What?
Why, yay.
Well, because I'm excited. My little travel stamps are here. Thank you. I can't. I know, that's what I just gonna say.
We have stuff to do tonight. You're still listening.
We have stuff to do. What are you talking about? I never saw something that said I had stuff to do tonight. Actually, I did. This is what I have to do tonight. I don't know who you're thinking has to do things tonight, Nick. All right, there we go. So I'm stamping on white cardstock. And I am let me clean this first. Clean it all the way. Clean it right away. So we're going to kind of emulate a little bit, kind of the same look that we have going on the right-hand side by doing stamping and cutting out. Now this is something here that you see, speaking of design team members, Stephanie Bice. Another one of my design team members, this is what, you'll see her do this often, where she will stamp a title and then on a separate piece of paper, and then she will cut it out and then add it. And sometimes she does it like on top of a photo or something like that, which is really fun. So that's just what we're doing here. This would be a great thing to do if you accidentally messed up, if you were stamping directly on the page and you're like, oh no, I've ruined it. Well, just do this. Get another piece of paper out, stamp on the piece of paper. Let's see. Oh, the U does go down, so we'll go down here. Stamp on the piece of paper, and then I just put it, glue it right on top. Adhere it right on top of whatever you messed up on. So this could be that would be a function, like form versus function. That would be function. You're doing it for a reason because you have to. And then form would be something like this, where we're doing it because we're trying to emulate what we've got going on a little bit on that side. I've just pulled out my little Fussy cutting scissors. These are another one of my products. They're spring-loaded, okay? So you see little small short blade, spring-loaded. And so when I'm cutting, those lay right in my hand like that. And as you were seeing me cutting, I am barely moving my fingers. Barely moving my fingers. People that have arthritis tell me these are awesome scissors for that, because you don't have to, let me just get rid of that. You don't have to move a lot. You don't have to move your hands a lot when you're cutting. But they're great for fussy cutting. Great for fussy cutting. If you have a love-hate, if you have a hate-hate relationship with fussy cutting, little scissors like this are really awesome. Really awesome. All right, so there's my currently. And this now, because I thought I could, I know I can. I know I could stamp on top of that, but look at, what if we do that there? And that's kind of fun, isn't it? If that just goes right there. And then we have all this color over here. with our summer smiles because we're in the middle of summer. I think that works. I love that. So over here, even if this was a one-page list, some of my lists get really involved, right? I've got lots of different layers and pattern paper, and I'm doing all different kinds of crazy things. Not crazy, but you know. And you may look at that and go, yeah, I don't have all that stuff. I don't want to have all that stuff. I don't have time for any of that. This is crazy. I'm not even going to do this little hobby that you call listing. And then I say, well, guess what? You don't have to do it that way. That's the way I do it, right? I say you do you. You do what works for you and what makes you happy. So if using a lot of things does not make you happy, then don't. Look how simple. This could be such a simple list by basically just taking something, a die cut or a sticker, whatever it is, like that. And then I'm just putting a little title over it, right? Like that, currently. So where do we want it to go? I think it needs to go in the center. Actually, it needs to go a little bit lower because I think it looks a little bit weird with that little part of its body hanging out. It looks like a, I don't know, I don't like that little part of its body hanging out below. It does not look right. It does not look right. Okay, so there we go. We made like our own little die cut. We made our own little word die cut there, right? Currently. Okay, so now we're just going to do our list on that. Let's get... Whoopsie. Oopsie. Well, we can fix that. See what I just did? I decapitated it. All right, let's just fix it. You'll never know. No one's going to know. They're going to know. No one's going to know. Let me go a little bit further over here. And then I'm going to just put a little tiny bit of adhesive right on that little part that I tore off. It'll be just like new. Good as new. Good as new. Did I put adhesive on that part yet? Oh, I did. Okay. If you don't look too close, you won't see it. And then I can just maybe come in here with my little black pen and color right over that little crack. Now you really don't even see it. Look. Deborah, your sister moved your niece into the University of Utah today. That is very exciting. So Deborah, tell your sister, if your niece ever needs anything and she doesn't have anyone here, give her my contact information. And if you want, reach out, I'll give you my phone number and you can share it with your sister. Because I know it's scary sometimes when I don't think your sister lives here, right, Deborah? I think I would know that if your sister lived here. So please, 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 reach out to me and I will give my cell phone to you so you can share it with her. So that if something, you never know. Sometimes it's just for peace of mind, right? Just to feel like you're not alone or in an emergency or, if you need something or car breaks down or I don't know, whatever, that she could call. Your niece could reach out and call and we would be happy to help her. All right. It might be the kind of thing that it gives your sister more peace of mind than it does your niece, right? You know what I'm saying there? All right, currently. So now we need a date. And I think, so we're going to experiment with one more thing here. I have this space right there. I think that's kind of a great spot to put a date, like a date stamp. So what I want to do is let me grab a date stamp. I have two. It's a date and it's a date too. And I think, so I have a couple options. It's a date too, has lots of variations, kind of calendars, right? So you have your months there that are stacked, your days of the week there. Here you have your months again stacked, then with all of the days. So if I wanted to date this August 13th, I could circle August and then the 13th. But I don't necessarily need to know that it's the 13th of August. Maybe I just want to know that it's August. So let's see what this one would be like. If that were to go right there. That could be an option. But the original in the It's a Date has a couple of different things here. So let's see, let's pull this guy out as we decide what we want to use. Today, I could do today. I could do date. I could do that date. I don't know. I kind of think I like the width of this guy because it fits really well in that spot. Now, because this is a paper that has a little bit of a coating on it, it's not necessarily matte. It looks matte, but I can feel it has a little bit of a coating on it. This is going to be an example where I really should test it on the paper that has the coating, the same paper, to make sure that it works with the ink I have. Now, I'm almost 100% certain. I'm almost 100% certain that it will work with this, that VersaFine Clair, that pigment-based ink. But I would never assume, okay? I would never assume. So if you want to stamp on a photo or if you want to stamp on paper and it feels like the paper has a little bit of a coating, test it first, okay? If it was the photo and this was that bad photo because I had to clean the print heads, that part is still a photo. It would be a good idea for me to stamp on that first, even though it's, garbage, to make sure that it's okay before I stamp on my project. Because if it's not going to be okay and I stamp on that piece of paper, I'm now going to have to come up with something that I can stick over that spot because it didn't stamp okay. You know what I'm saying? Basically, again, just test it. Always test. You're never going to regret taking an extra minute to test something. I promise you. I would much rather know. All right. So it looks good. Now, it's a little bit hard to see because there's all that stuff going on. But what I know that I want to do, I want to let that dry first. And I need to let it dry because pigment-based ink takes a second to dry. Not a second. You want to give pigment-based ink a little time to dry. And I didn't have to worry about it here because it dried by the time I was ready to start using it. But when I am applying that, it takes a second to dry, onto a little bit of a surface that has a coating on it, I want to make sure that it's not going to smear. Okay, so it's smearing a little tiny bit, but I think if I were to let that dry maybe a couple more minutes, it would be okay. So you see how, but I really pressed hard on it. So I did get a little bit of smearing there, but I don't think I let it dry long enough. So let's clean my finger off because we don't want that, black on my project. I think we're just going to do it. I think we're going to try it. We're going to try it and see what happens. We're going to live on the edge. We did learn a couple of weeks ago when I did the This Is Me photo that you can stamp on the photo paper I was using. You can stamp on the photo paper that I was using. So, but we tested it out and it worked. It was fine. So let's just do this here. All right. Ooh, I like it. All right. There we go. And now I'm going to let it just make sure it has plenty of time to dry. And then when I'm done, I will circle that little AUG for August. Okay, so now when it comes to our currently, there are two parts to the currently stamp set, right? You have the currently word that we've used, and then you have a bunch of little prompts, like currently prompts. I shouldn't say I don't, because I'm not sure, but I probably don't use the same ones every time. I probably totally mix up the prompts that I use based on whatever it is, I'm feeling. So let's get this put away. It's a date 2. So I have ahead of time wrote down my little currently things over here that I wanted to, capture. And I need a different size stamping block because look at this guy is way too big. Way too big for these words. I'm Elizabeth Ann. Sorry, I just saw your comment. The paper is not photo play. It is a collection from Pretty Little Studio called You Are My Sunshine. So that is You Are My Sunshine, and that is also You Are My Sunshine. I'm using both of them I'm using the same collection on both lists since I have it out. It does have a little bit of a coating on it. It is digital print. So digital print is going to have a little bit of, it's going to feel like a little bit, it's not glossy, it's matte, but it has a little bit of a coating on it. And that is typically what you see when it's a digital print. All right, so I need small. I've got my little small stamping block out there, and that should, yeah, that'll work on everything that I want to document here. So let's start out with watching. Let's look at the stamp set. So your prompts: watching, listening, reading, learning, thinking, hoping, wishing, discovering, enjoying, liking, disliking, and they go on and on and on. So just kind of some fun prompts to list what's currently happening in your world. So watching's the first one. We were watching the Olympics, right? Lots of Olympics, but Olympics are over. So, well, I shouldn't say that. I should say the Olympics are over. The Paralympics are starting in a couple of weeks. I heard something very interesting today that I did not know. Do you know why they're called Paralympics? They're called Paralympics because they run parallel to the Olympics. And they are people with physical disabilities. They are people, I knew this part. I knew all the rest of it. I just didn't know it's called Paralympics or parallel. The guy who was talking about it was saying that many people think it's because many of the people are paralyzed. It's not that at all. It's that they run parallel to the I don't want to say regular Olympics, but the Olympics. And then this takes a little bit further if you didn't know, but the Paralympics are people that have physical disabilities. They are the top in their sport. So just like the Olympics that just took place, top in their sport, but the difference with the Paralympics is that they have physical disabilities. And then there's Special Olympics. In Special Olympics, anyone can participate. Anyone can participate. But you have can't remember the right term. Generally not a physical disability. I should know this. I should know the term. My mom worked for the Special Olympics for years. Anyhow, it'll come to me. All right. So yes, all of that, that's a total squirrel moment. We were watching the Olympics. We have been, but not right now. So what we are watching, hello, Linda May. Nice to see you. Yes, Carol, it is. The currently stamped set is on the website in digital. Well, also in, physical, but we're currently watching something called Presumed Innocent. Haha, so good. With Jake Gyllenhaal. Presumed Innocent. It's very good. So it's funny. Nick and I have both read the book, but we remember nothing about the book. We're like, we know we've read this, but we know there's the names sound familiar, but we're like, we have no idea how this ends. It's like a series. I don't know how. I think it's just not a season. It's not a season, but it's just a series. But yes, very good. Gabby said she loved that show. Yes, it's very good. Presumed Innocent. It is on, I think, Apple TV, I think. All right, watching. So that's what we're watching. Planning. Okay, what am I planning? That was another one I picked out. I am planning project kits and classes right now. It's never ends. I mean, I don't mean that like it's a bad thing, but oh, that's praying. I should get planning because that's what I would write. Planning. Yes, project kits and classes. Always. That's always out there. Always. Oh, guess what I started designing today? 2024 December documented. Oh, I'm so excited about it. I am so excited. Can't even tell you. Well, I can tell you. I just did tell you. I'm excited. Okay, so I know what I have going on here. You may have caught that under watching, I missed part of the G. Under planning, I missed part of the G as well. I need to be using my pencil board. So let's get that out. Let's get the pencil board out. Let me write, and then I'll explain what's happening there. Planning, project kits and classes. Although, well, I actually did add I placed my order. So for the December documented, I placed my order. I probably placed it in April. I placed my order for that kit always very, very, very early. And usually, and again, this is the case this year, most of it is simple products from Simple Stories. And so I order a good quantity, large quantity. So they're very good about kind of sharing with me early on what the products are going to be. So, I'm going to say probably April. I've had the products ordered since April. And then yesterday, I decided I wanted to add 3 more papers to it. So this, in a lot of cases, it's always an evolving process. But my December documented project kit this year has 4 exclusive label by mail products in it. 4. Very excited about that. Okay, planning project kits and classes. Next up is listening. What are you listening to, friends? What are you watching? What are you planning? What are you listening to? Crafty 865. I do have a tag kit. I haven't posted it yet, but I have some kits, a very limited number of kits. Tag mini book project kits from the retreat that I taught at 3 Craft Chicks. So the extras that I have, I will put those up. It's using the 49 and Market Crafty Garden collection. Oh, we had so much fun with that. All right, so planning. Now I'm listening. Listening. I am listening to, let's see. Carol's listening to the Women audiobook by Kristen Hanna. I like Kristen Hanna. I am listening to lots of Post Malone. Post Malone. He has a brand new country album coming out. It drops on the 16th. It drops on Friday, called F1 Trillion. And it is a collaborative album. With lots of other, no, I shouldn't say other, because he is not generally known as a country artist, but it's a collaboration between many famous country artists. Very excited about that, but I'm listening to it even more. Well, that's not out yet, but I'm listening to him in general because we live in Utah. Post Malone lives in Utah. Post Malone lives about 15 minutes from our house. Now, don't get all crazy yet because we live in entirely different neighborhoods. He's in a little bit of a different income bracket than we are, friends. But it's kind of common knowledge where he lives. So his F1 Trillion tour kicks off in September in Utah. So Sam, our younger son, and I are going to the Post Malone concert. So I got to make sure I'm, ready for it. Got to make sure I'm ready. That's what I'm listening to. Nancy was watching Outlander. Very, very good. It sounds like that she started it before, but watching it again now. Lauren's listening to the soundtrack to Interstellar. What is that, Lauren? I don't know. I don't know what that is. All right. Next up, listening. After listening, disliking. Oh, and you know what? I will tell you right now, if there was a stamp on here that said hating instead of disliking, I would be using hating. And it is the dentist. It is the dentist. Now, I love my dentist. He's a very nice man. We've gone to him for like 30 years. I really, really, really like him. He's such a nice man. But I hate the dentist itself. The beginning of the year, had my 6-month appointment, checkup, whatever. I do those religiously. And he's like, "Oh, you have a filling that is cracked." And I always trust him because, we've gone to him for so long. So it's not like, it's not like the mechanic is telling you need a new engine. Okay, I hope I didn't just lose us. Now my mom called. Oh, Reggie, no. Yeah, you go, buddy. You can't be in here with the ink. You can't be here with the ink, but okay, go on. Melissa, hello, Melissa. Melissa. She said, "Enjoying your live, first time here. I can't wait to get my order." Oh, Melissa, it's nice to have you here. Okay, so here we are. We're at the dentist. So beginning of the year, cracked filling, had to get it replaced. Great, no problem. A couple of days later, I'm like, oh, something's not good there. Something's not good. Well, long story short, you go do all the testing and all that, need a root canal because sometimes things trigger, right? You do one thing and it triggers. So I finally had the root canal last week. Okay, so I don't know what I was thinking because in the same day, in the morning at 9:20 a.m., I had my dentist appointment for my 6-month checkup. So they're doing all the cleaning and all that. Went straight from there because they're in the same office to the endodontist and had my root canal. Okay, so it was like last Thursday. So yesterday I went to the dentist now to have the temporary crown put on. You guys, I was in the dentist chair for 3 hours yesterday. It's like Gilligan's Island in the 3-hour tour. I mean, 3 hours in the dentist chair. Oh my goodness. Oh, so yes, I hate the dentist. I'm very much hating the dentist right now. Or I guess I should say disliking. I'm very much disliking the dentist. Again, very nice man. The profession is very necessary. But the dentist, after 3 hours in the chair. Yikes. Really quickly, Christy, I love it. She loathes the dentist. Linda May loves the dentist. The dentist never asked you to put on a paper towel with cold air conditioner. Well, you're right, Linda May. There are other medical professions that we don't necessarily care for, right? I think you're talking about your gynecologist, right? Yeah, I don't particularly care for that part either. All right, disliking. So yes, disliking the dentist. All right, let's move on from our disliking. Although I do have a question for you guys. If you do currently with me or you've done currently before and you like kind of the idea of this, I am brainstorming right now kind of a little small add-on set that would have more words, okay? So I have a running list of more words like these prompts that I would like to add, but I'm curious if you have other words that you would like to see. And if you do, pop them here in the chat or shoot me an email. Go to lailbymail.com and click contact us. I would love to have your feedback. Playing hearts. We were playing, we had our neighbors, the lovely older couple. And I say older, they're not old, but they are older than us, probably maybe 15 years older than we are. And they came over and we had dinner and we played hearts. We had a lot of fun doing that, playing hearts. And then we also played another game that they brought over called, I don't know, it starts with a TR. I don't remember what that one was. Anyhow, playing hearts. I'll say playing hearts with the Dolans. And if you know hearts, if you know the card game Hearts, I shot the moon. Which there's some strategy in that. I was very proud of myself. I don't know, in all the years I played Hearts, it's maybe a once a year thing or maybe a once in every other year thing, but you have to have the right cards, but then it's strategy too. So, all right. Currently buying, making, cooking. Buying, making, cooking. You know what's really funny, Nancy? If I had cooking on mine, every time it would say nothing, because I don't cook. But I like it. I think that's a good one. I love your suggestions, you guys. Thank you. Keep them coming. Playing, hoping. I am hoping for some exciting news tomorrow. Well, I'm 99.9% certain that it will happen. 99.9999999, that it will happen. So I will share that with you guys. And it's not like a Lail by Mail thing. It's a personal thing. But I will, when we're together next, I will share that. Hoping for some exciting news tomorrow. It'd be nice to have some exciting news after all the heavy. There's been lots of heavy. So would love more writing or working on. Ooh, I like it. Writing, working on. I'm adding it up here. Writing, Working on. All right, gotta look at my time. 9. Okay. All right, hoping. What else do I have on my little list here? Hoping. I'm wishing. Yeah, this is happening in a couple of different areas. Not my life. Okay, this is not me. I mean, okay, hang on. Oh, feeling. Is there feeling? Feeling. There is feeling. Yes, there is feeling, Gabby. Oh, Roomy Cube. I love Roomy Cube, Marilee. Here, this is a really funny story. While I'm doing this, wishing. So right after Nick and I first got married, I grew up playing games. I mean, I've always played games, card games, board games, all kinds of games. So right after Nick and I first got married, wishing that cancer did not exist. I have 3 people, very dear friends and a family right now dealing with cancer in their lives. And it is just no bueno, no bueno. So yes, wishing cancer did not exist. Going back to what, yes, so now totally changing the channel. What Marilee was saying about Roomy Cube. So Nick and I, newly married and no kids yet, we're playing Roomy Cube, which is kind of like a gin with little tiles and anything. So Nick and I were playing, and we were playing like a half a day. We were just playing over and over and over again. And I was kicking his butt. Here's the feeling. I was kicking his butt, and he was getting super frustrated. Now, Nick's a very easygoing guy. Very easygoing. And at one point, he was like, this game is all luck. It's just all luck, and you're lucky, and I'm not, and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, Nick, this game, okay, yes, luck, the tiles that you draw, but there's skill to it also. There's skill. It's not just luck. Oh, and finally he got so mad. He took the little tiles, the little stand that your tiles sit on, and he threw it across the room. And I'm like, oh boy, okay, we're not playing Roomy Cube anymore. Yeah, and I still tease him to this day about it. Feeling. I am feeling stressed. Stressed out. Just, yeah, feeling. Let's see. Currently going. Do we have a going? We do have a going. Yep, we have a going. We have desiring. Okay, desiring. Keep them coming, guys. I love it. Oh, wearing. Deborah, yes. Wearing. All right, so now tell me, these Tripoli, Elise, how did you even know that? I can't even believe that. Like, we were playing a board game that starts with a TR. Tripoli, yes. Oh, craving. Oh, you guys, I love it. I love all these. So it'll just be like a little small add-on set. Okay, feeling stressed out. What else do I have on here? Feeling stressed out. Reading. How about reading? Do you guys like to read? I know many of you like to read. Okay, styling. And we'll see how many. I want to make it nice and affordable. So we'll see how many we end up with. Binging. Oh my heavens, binging. Yep, binging. What are we binging? You know what's really funny? I like that too. Binging. Binging is one, I guess back in the day, because we didn't really use the word binging, for a while. Like, unless it was like binging on coffee or binging on cookies or something like that, right? But now binging, we all know what that means. Buying. Yes. Oh, we've got buying. We've got a second for buying. Ooh, saving for. I love it. Saving for. That's a great one. Saving for. Nancy just started reading Les Mis, over 1,000 pages. Holy cow. I've seen it a couple times. Yes, you're right, Kristen. And you binged if you had an eating disorder, right? You're right. You are totally right. But now binged, splurging. Now binged has a whole different connotation, right? Usually we're binging a television show or something like that. Right, feeling, reading. I am reading the rom-commers. Reggie, stop. Why are you, go away. Sorry. Jackpot Summer. I haven't heard of that, Dawn. Jackpot Summer. I'll have to look that one up. Currently scrapbooking. Scrapbooking. Or crafting. Or creating. Do we have a creating? Look at, now we're just on this creating. Oh, we don't have creating either. All right, look at it. This is going to be a 20-inch by 20-inch stamp set. No, just kidding. All right. Reading. I just barely finished it. A book called The Rom-Commers. The Rom-Commers. Have you guys heard of that one? The Rom-Commers? It's a chick flick, chick book, chick read. You know what I mean when I say chick flick? It's a, or I call them like beach reads too. Like a beach read. But it's called The Rom-Commers. And it is about two authors. One who's very established, very, very, very famous author, and then one who's just starting her career. And they write a book together, like a rom-com. It's good. It's good. Sarah, just finished reading You'd Look Better as a Ghost. Hilarious sort of mystery. Oh, that sounds fun. You'd Look Better as a Ghost. All right, what else do we have here? Here. Okay. Reading, and then you know what, you guys, I'm going to do one more, and then I'm going to stop this list. I will finish it later, but, now I'll tell you what else is on my list, but this could probably take us another 2 hours because I keep chatting. All right, so my next one is drinking. Drinking. I am currently drinking, well, not like literally right this second reading, or drinking, but ranch water. Ranch water is basically tequila and soda and lime. Very yummy. All right, so I will stop. When I finish this later, I will end up with, left on my list, enjoying Harvey trips this summer. Harvey's our RV. Eating. I bought a loaf of bread the other day. On Saturday. Nick was going to make brunch for us on Sunday. And I'm like, oh, I don't eat, we never have bread in the house because I am a carb fanatic. And so I bought a loaf of bread. I did not end up having toast for brunch, but every day for lunch, I've had peanut butter and jelly. So that's what it would say, eating peanut butter and jelly. We're going in Harvey, our RV, this weekend to a place outside of Jackson Hole, Wyoming called Palisades. And I am loving, I think it's all the rain. We have lots of little finches in our backyard and lots of little hummingbirds. And so I've been loving that. So I will finish that up. Later. So last thing I want to do, I kind of have a little bit of this space here, right? You kind of see that little space. I feel like we need to add something there, but I better not yet. I'm not going to do it yet. We'll come back to it. Oh, so we have over here though, I would like to just do this. I think I'm going to use my my photo signature marker. Photo signature marker is meant to write on slick surfaces like a photo. So just put there. Focusing, helping, giving, preparing, needing. Oh my goodness, Deborah, you're on a roll. Let me take drinking off. Focusing. I know we don't have focusing. Helping, giving, preparing, needing. So this is very interesting to me, Deborah. I'm going to write those down. Knowing you and your relationship with your son, Joshua. I find what you suggested there fascinating. Helping, giving, preparing, that is you. That is you. Am I wrong? That's just that is like, I'm like, oh my goodness. You are helping, you are giving, you are preparing, you are, I'm also probably needing, I want to say. Okay. And then missing. Perfect. Missing. You guys, I love it. I love all those suggestions. I had like 4 or 5 on my list, so I love that. Did you bring me one of those?
No.
Oh, it's Nick. Oh my goodness. You guys, I thought it was Sam. Nick just walked in the door. You want to know the quickest way to my heart? you bring me a Oreo mint blizzard from Dairy Queen. He just walked in with things from Dairy Queen. I gotta go. No, just kidding. No, we got a little bit more work to do. We're gonna work on one more list. But seriously, oh, that's the way to my heart. It's also the way to my waist, my stomach, all of that. But you know what? Sometimes you just need a good old Oreo mint blizzard from the Dairy Queen. Okay, so that's our second list. Now I'm just going to put all these little things away very quickly. We're going to start talking about our next list. And I am going to put something in front of you that, you know, I get my list topics from lots of different places. Some of them are my own. Some of them you guys suggest. Some of them I see things, I read things, and I'm like, oh my gosh, that'd be a great list. I saw this on Facebook. I don't even know when it was. I printed it out and added it to my book. Things I am no longer interested in. And I thought, wow, that's good. That is a good one. Things I am no longer interested in. Now you could take that however you'd like. Maybe you used to love Boys to Men. Maybe you used to love NSYNC. Maybe you're no longer interested in them. So maybe it would say NSYNC or Boys to Men or boy bands or I don't know, whatever. But what I was really drawn to here, I think it's the old with age comes wisdom, right? Things I am no longer interested in. Arguing with idiots. I thought that was a good one. Going to the gym. Kale. Wearing clothes that don't stretch. Caring about what other people think about me. So I saw this on Facebook and I thought I loved that idea for a list. So that is our last list. It is 9:10. So we'll work a while more and we'll just see. We may not get the whole thing finished, okay? We may not get the whole thing finished. And if we don't, that's okay. When we're together next week, we'll just finish it next week. All right? Okay. So for this for this list, I am going to use Vicky's Bold and Bright collection. Vicky's Bold and Bright collection. Now, what's interesting here, I have not, this is what my sketch looks like. Actually, I did have an idea for this, but I have no clue what paper I'm using yet. So let's see. Let's look at it. This is going to be a 2-page list. We are going to use the in the box stamp set for part of it. We are going to use, I think, the tally stamp set. So part of my title is going to say not interested, and then underneath it I'll probably say things I'm no longer interested in. But I wanted to have a nice bold title, and if I say things I'm no longer interested in, that's just kind of a long, small title. So that's kind of what I'm thinking, okay? 2-pager. There will end up being something else up here. This is too plain, I can already tell. It needs something else up here. Looks kind of unbalanced. All right, so Bold and Bright. Vicky's Bold and Bright collection. So I need background. I need a background on... Ooh, look at all these things I had pulled out before. All these things that made me happy before, they'll surely make me happy again. Oh, that doesn't go in there. That's Forever Fields. Now, even though things I'm no longer interested in sounds like, you know, maybe not all rainbows and butterflies, but, we could sure use all these fun things for it though, right? All this fun paper and, all right, let's look. So Bold and Bright, you will find that on my website as well. You'll see it under the What I'm Using link in the description box of the video. Okay. So let's look, 2-pager. Just looking really for a little bit of background here. Just a little bit of background. Everything is double-sided, so we'll see what we think we might want to use. Well, we know we like the yellow. I always love the yellow. The black could kind of be fun, right? The black might be fun. I had just pulled out these papers before. And when I'm doing this, I'm looking for like here, when I covered up, we're going to end up covering up part, right? We're going to end up covering part of the pattern. So I really wouldn't want to use something like that because we'd lose so much of that. Hearts. I don't know. I think I kind of like those two together. What'll be interesting, I need to get white cardstock out to see what happens when I cover part of that up, to see if that's going to be okay. So those papers that I had out, I had pulled out for a prior list or when we used this collection before. So, ooh, I'm thinking that could be fun. It's lots of bright colors. Oh yeah, let's go with the pink. Sorry, yellow. Sorry, yellow. You're out. Pink's in. Let's just stop right there and do that. No need to go further. All right, trimmer. We have a Joe Disney fan said yummy. Kristen, oh my gosh, Kristen, that's the funniest answer ever. I think Kristen's referring to the topic, things I am no longer interested in. And she said Bruce from high school. I love it. That's funny, Kristen. I love it. That's a hoot. So we need to be 4 3/4 by 8. So there we go. And so this we want to think about, right? So if I were to cut this right here, we'd lose all of that along the side, which we don't want to do that. Can you guys see that? If we did 4 3/4, we'd lose all of that along the side. That's the fun part. So what if we did it like this? 4 3/4. Yeah, this will just be at the top, like that. Okay. All right, so this one, we are also going to work off the page. What happens when we start to get deeper and deeper into our insert? It starts to get a little bit more challenging to work on that side. Now, I mean, totally possible because we just did it over there, right? But if I'm working on, paper, I might, instead of directly on the insert, I might as well just do it off the page and then we'll re-adhere it, or we'll adhere it, not re-adhere it. We'll adhere it when we are done. Okay. I know, I wonder where Terry is. Karen Haynes, good question. Kristen, she's getting ready for her 40th reunion. And Bruce was probably a love interest back in high school, I'm gathering, and she's no longer interested in Bruce. Although, I don't know, sometimes women age better than men, right? Not always, but sometimes women age better than men. And Kristen, I don't know what you looked like in high school, but you look pretty darn good right now. So don't you just want to go and be like, oh, hey, Bruce. And he's like, wow, Kristen. And you're like, oh, you'd never say it, but you're like, ooh, dude, you didn't age very well. And he's like, oh, Kristen, you look awesome. You're like, yeah, I know. Yeah, I know. All right, so tell me, others, what else are you no longer interested in? No longer interested in. Karen said, I will never understand how people like a band at one time and not later. I don't find that, I'm not surprised to hear you say that, Kristen. I mean, not Kristen, Karen. I know you love your Poison band. All right, so I need this to be, I need 2 pieces that are 3 3/4 by 7. And again, if you missed this before or you just joined or like, what is she talking about? Where did she come up with that number? I'm working with a traveler's notebook that is standard wide. So the pages are 5 inches wide by 8.25 inches tall, okay? So insert pages 5 by 8.25. These pieces that I cut are from 6 by 8 paper. So they stay 8, but I trim the width down to 4 3/4. So I end up with a little bit of border all the way around. Then when it comes to what I'm going to write my list on, that 7 by 3 3/4. So then I still see a lot of that really fun pattern. I want to be able to see some of that fun pattern that I'm working with. So look how different that looks now, right? That looks so different now that you can't see like all those little ones. So it's still cute, but looks totally different. It's still fun, but it's not quite as fun. All right. Okay, I think what we're going to need to do is we're probably going to pull out a, where's my swatches of ink? I want to say picked raspberry, but I really like it to find my ink swatches. Where, oh, here they are. Okay, so I like to ink the edges just so it kind of helps to smooth it all out. It's not so stark. So I'm thinking it's probably picked raspberry or kitsch flamingo. I probably picked raspberry. Whoops. Oh yeah. I think I'd like it to be a little bit brighter. So difference between kitsch flamingo and picked raspberry. I think we'll go with picked raspberry. So I probably should put this guy away now. Nancy, look at that. No longer interested in TV. I love it. That's a great one. Let me see. Yes, so Karen said she'd rotate it 180 degrees, but guess what? I can't. I can't rotate it because I already did the corners. Already rounded the corners, right? So Karen's saying she would rotate it and do this, but I can't do that, right, Karen? Is that what you mean? Because unless I totally do this. If I did that, then that would work, right? I could go that way instead. Maybe we'll just do that, go that way instead. All right, picked raspberry right here. See, I hate the inky fingers. But when you're doing this, you kind of have to get them inky. Kind of necessary evil there. Drama. No longer interested in drama. Yeah, I know, right? No drama. We all have stressful lives. Even, whatever's going on in your life, even if it's like, oh my gosh, I don't know what to make for dinner. It's stress, right? We don't need drama. Nobody needs drama. I don't need drama. I don't want drama in my life, for sure. Picked raspberry. I'm no longer interested in drama. Picked raspberry. Maybe I was interested in drama at some point. Probably I bet you, when I was in high school, right? You're like, ooh, gossip. What's going on? Ooh, drama. Yeah, no, I don't. I'm just rather, most of the time, I don't want to know what other people are doing, I mean, and I don't mean that like in a bad way. Like, of course I care about you and I care about people, and I just want to live in my own bubble, right? I don't want to know what other designers are doing. I don't want to know what other businesses similar to mine are doing. I just want to live in my own bubble and do my own thing, and then it's all good. So yes, no drama. No drama, mama. No drama, mama. Sarah, my ankles are no longer interested in those 3-inch heels. Yeah, you know what? Now, for me, I never wore 3-inch heels. I'm 5'10". So you put me in 3-inch heels and then I get really tall. But it's funny, even like some of my little wedge sandals and things like that, I'm like, oh my gosh, like when I teach, when I was at the 3 Craft Chicks event last weekend, I took some really cute wedge shoes, but I don't know. I stand all the time. That's probably part of the problem. And then I walk around a lot when I'm at those events and chit chat with people. So I just can't spend 12 hours in shoes like that. Yeah. So I totally get it. Joe Disney fan. I'm no longer interested in working, but I can't quit and too early to retire. Yeah, right. You know what? So if you're doing this list with me, you have fun with it. If you want it to be more serious, if you want to have fun with it, it is up to you, right? Because it can obviously be really fun. Like when Kristen said, she's no longer interested in Bruce, whatever his name was. Yeah, too funny. You can have fun with it. Oh, Karen, being around negative people. Yeah. I first learned in the business world many years ago. I've had a really interesting, diverse career that we've talked about sometimes, but I worked for AT&T for 8 years and then started a software company with 2 other guys. And then, long story, then went into the scrapbooking, paper crafting world. And then after some years went back into software, and then I've been back into this paper crafting, whatever, for the last 11 years. Anyhow, where was I even headed with that? Karen, it had something to do. Oh, I know. Okay, there we go. So what I was going to say was I first learned way back then that sometimes you have to fire your customers, okay? If you have a customer that is wreaking havoc and causing problems and really not working out for you, that sometimes you have to fire your customer. So that's what I first learned not first learned, but I learned that first, and then later in life learned sometimes you have to fire your friends. Know what I mean? Like sometimes you have to decide, okay, it's too much. It's too much. It's too much negativity. It's too much. It's just too much. I can't do it anymore. There was a couple that we used to hang out with. Their son was on, played football with Sam, and they, our younger son, and they played Little League together and then into high school together. But at the end of Little League, right before high school, I had to fire those friends. Now, obviously, we never told them that. We just slowly pulled away. But every time we'd get together with them, and you'd get together with just them, or you'd get together with other people too, she would have a lot to drink. Not that there's anything wrong with that, but every time, and then it turned into a cry fest. It was always a huge issue, and what's wrong with, I won't say her name, but every single time. And Nick's like, what's going on? What's wrong? And it was always drama and all that. So sometimes, yeah, the negativity, you can fire your customers, and sometimes you got to fire your friends too. Maureen, maybe acquaintances. Maureen wants no longer interested in pantyhose. Pantyhose. I love it. That's so funny. No longer interested in pantyhose, right? Yep. And kind of luckily for Maureen, I don't know, Maureen, what you do for a living, if you work, if you still work, if you're retired, whatever it is. But in the business world, it's not necessarily so, it used to be you had to wear pantyhose. Pantyhose, you had to wear them. It was just part of it. And now, kind of, I think not so much, but I don't know, maybe it depends. Joe said, make a list of all the jobs we had. So we that's one of the lists we've done in the past. We did that a number of years ago, the jobs we've had. Then we also did one, jobs I would love to have and jobs that I would never have, like I'd never be good at. But yeah, totally good suggestions, good suggestions. Okay, so we talked about, I just pulled out the tally stamp set, and my thought here was that I was going to use big letters for not interested in, like this. Or I could just say not, and then I could say things I'm no longer interested in. Maybe that's what I'll do. So what I was thinking originally was that I would stamp not, and then probably make a little word strip and type, or not type, right? Interested. And it would go kind of in the middle there. But I think I'll say not interested in. I think. Even though it's kind of things I'm no longer interested in, I think I'm okay with not. I think it'll work. That's what I'm going to do. That's what I'm going to do. It's my list. I can do what I want. No, I'll do this not. Things I'm no longer interested in. We'll be good. All right, so now color-wise. Should we go with a lot of color here? Like, do we want to put some things like this? Although that does seem odd because it's kind of like a party. So freaking happy. Now, you know what? I don't know now. Because so freaking happy and not, those don't really work together now, do they? All right, so let me just look at one more thing. Because there was something I didn't really think about here. When I was trimming that down, oh, we're still okay. I still have enough width here. So we're okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I have 5 things on my list. And so this type of list, and I haven't done one of these for a little while. Let me try to find an example of this. Where I do, oh, here we go, like this. This one we did in May, the best choices I've ever made. And so there are 5 things on my list, But with those 5 things, I've kind of written out, kind of talked about them a little bit more, right? Whereas on the lists that we've done tonight, they're just very much like one-liners. Whereas here, I'm going to kind of explain them a little bit more. So that's my thought, and I'll use in the box to do that. So, 1, 2, we'll probably do this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I don't know. I'm now kind of in my head fighting with these kind of things. Because that can't go there. Things I'm no longer interested in needs to go here. That can't go there. Let's see what we have. Different washi. Color-wise, I'm going to start by stamping that. And I think I want to try to maybe pull in that color. So let's see what that one looks like. Oh, hello, Nick. He said, I'm not interested in toxic people. Me either. Nick's like, I'm not interested in you continuing on any longer because I'd like to eat my blizzard. Although he probably has already had his. I'm not interested in toxic people. Yeah, toxic people. Oh, again, it's like firing your friends. Now, the friends that we had to fire, unfortunately, we had to fire the husband along with the wife because they kind of go together, right? I need to deal with that one. That one needs a new sticky on the back of it. Oh, whoopsie. Nick can probably hear me in the other room. All right. I don't even know. My mind is starting to go. I don't know. In my head, I went somewhere else. I don't even know where I was. I was gone. I was gone in my head. All right. Let's see. Green. I think maybe peacock feathers. Ooh, pine needles. Actually, pine needles is kind of close to that. Rustic wilderness. Peacock feathers. Evergreen bough. Oh, I don't think I really mean peacock feathers. I think peacock feathers is blue. Pine needles. Evergreen bough. I think it's pine needles. Let's get out our pine needles, and then you know what I think is going to happen, friends? I think that we are going to probably call it a night and then finish this guy up first thing when we're together again next week. Next week it is Wednesday the 21st at 5:30 Pacific time, p.m. That's when we're going to get together again for our list. So we'll finish this one up. And I have my other list topic somewhere. But now that my book, I'm killing me without having my book ready. All right, let's just do this. I need you can tell I'm like, what am I even doing? I don't even know. I need a stamping block. And then we're for sure going to call it. Because you guys don't want to just, now here I am watching me go, wait a minute, what am I doing? Oh, all right. So, very interesting. Do you see how my stamps are black? This is probably when I was testing them, when I first got them in to make sure that they were all good I first got my samples in before they went into production. I'd never cleaned them, which is not good. Not good, not good, not good. Good night. Nick's like, good night. Oh, right. Look at Maureen. I've been retired for 3 years. Congratulations. Back in the day when I worked in hospital management, pantyhose were mandatory for women. Mandatory. Right. Yeah. Huh. Just, different times. Ooh, I think it's going to be good. We like it? I think it's pretty good. I don't know. We'll see. Now, I need to just double check. I need to know where I should start this, right? We're going to kind of just figure that out. Not things I'm no longer interested in. It's going to work. We're just going to do it. We're just going to do it. Sometimes we hem and haw for too long and we're like, no, not doing it. Isn't going to happen. Wouldn't be true prudent. Lauren, even at the drive-through at the bank, pantyhose required. Was that back then or is that now? Which one? Which one? Oh, look at that. Nice and crisp and green. We're like in our preppy era here, right? With our pink and green. Like back in high school, the preppy handbook. That was my era. You know what would be fun? I'd have to figure out how to do this. So, let me just make a little note here. Oh, I'm going to make it out here in the real workbook. Hang on. So, you know, Taylor Swift and the different eras and her albums or however that all works. And people are like, oh, I'm in this era. I'm in that era. I have to figure out a way, but I think it'd be really fun to do like eras I'm in, right? So it could be like, I'm in the no longer wearing pantyhose era. I'm in the eras. We'll say Taylor Swift style. I'm in the eating peanut butter and jelly for lunch era. Yeah, that could be fun. We'll figure that out. I'll figure out how to do that. How we can make that work. We got to clean this one off because it's still, I don't think it would hurt it, but 20 years ago. Okay, there we go. 20 years ago at the bank and the drive-through when they couldn't even see. Those are phases. Well, yeah, but yes, they're phases, right? They're phases, but I think it's also fun to call it era because then it's playing on the whole Taylor Swift thing, right? It's playing on the Taylor Swift thing because it's such a popular pop culture. Oh, it's popular in pop culture right now. So I think that's how I would do it is era. And then, you know, people could do phases or era or whatever they wanted. But that was my thought behind era. Pull this a little bit closer to me so I can see. Whoopsie, I just rocked it a little bit. Not too bad, but don't look close. Don't look close. Yes, Joe Disney fan said, talking about pantyhose reminds me of the movie Pretty Woman when they're in the elevator and she says, oh no, I got to run in my pantyhose. Oh wait, I'm not wearing pantyhose. Nylons, stockings, pantyhose. All right. This is, you can tell it's late and I'm just going to clean this one and then talk while I'm cleaning it. When I was in third grade, I got very, very, very interested. It was third grade. I just remember very vividly. Very interested in the origin of words because, and this was the word, I'm like refrigerator. And you know when you say a word multiple times in a row, refrigerator, 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 then it starts to sound really weird. And you're like, well, where did the word come from? And who came up with that? And why is it called that? And all that. So I'm in third grade, right? You go to the library. And I asked the librarian, can you help me? I need a book that explains like how words come from, where they come from, how they're made up or whatever. And she's looking at me like I have two heads, probably because I'm in third grade. And she found me some Latin book on something or other. And I remember I looked at it and I tried to read it and I'm like, oh yeah, I don't understand this. This is not what I was looking for. All right, not. So this is funny too, guys, especially at night. And it's usually kind of this anyway, but you are getting like just a stream of consciousness talk here. If it's popping in my head, it is coming out. So I'm sure some people are like, wow, hot mess. Who is this lady in her hot mess talking about pantyhose and origin of words? All right, not. Things I'm no longer interested in. Okay, there we go. Things I'm no longer interested in. And that's where we're gonna stop. All right, that's where we're going to stop. I will end up somehow working in lots of things in here and we'll have our little boxes. So we'll be looking kind of like this. Okay, there's our title and then our little boxes and then we'll have fun. All right, so I am going to, Reggie is sound asleep. Of course he's sound asleep because at 4 in the morning, he's going to headbutt me. because that's what he's taking to doing it for in the morning, friends. He headbutts me because he wants to get up. We have a routine. I don't know how to break a cat of a routine. We have a routine. He wakes me up by headbutting me at 4:30. I go in and go to the bathroom. And while I'm going to the bathroom, I pet him. He likes to have his back scratched, and I pet him. And then he's a social eater. Cat's a social eater. Did you know that was a thing? Social eater. So he leads me into the pantry. That's where his food is. And it's out. It's not like I have to feed him. It's already there, his food. And so he leads me into the pantry, and he starts eating. And then I leave, and then he never comes back. But that's the routine. So, of course, he's sleeping now because he's going to headbutt me at 4. Although Jack, our older son, is very quick to remind me that cats do not have a circadian rhythm. So just because he's sleeping now doesn't mean he's going to be up in the middle of the night. Okay, friends, there we go. Oh yeah, no, you're good, Karen. Karen said, sorry, not a fan of her style, Taylor Swift. So I'm totally clueless on most of her stuff. I just know football season is coming up because of her boyfriend, Kansas City Chiefs. Oh, Maureen is no longer interested in packing and carrying large checked baggage. I like it. I like it. Okay, friends. So here we go. Yeah, that was fun. So I did one live giveaway. We have 2 after party giveaways. After party giveaways, you leave a comment on the video when it's over. Anytime between now and right before we list next week on Wednesday the 21st at 4:30 p.m. Pacific time. Leave a comment on the video, and 2 random lucky winners leaving comments will get a $25 coupon code to use for whatever they want on my website. All right, we'll make it easy. You pick your prize. So the rest of the month, we are listing one more time the rest of the month, and that is on Wednesday the 21st. We were going to list on Tuesday the 27th, and now travel plans have changed, so that's not going to happen. September, I am traveling and teaching 3 out of the 4 weekends of the month. So we will be doing more weeknight listing in September because I can't go like 7 weeks without doing this. I just can't. I need it. I need it. We need to be here. I need to play and have fun and chat and get the stress out, and it feeds my soul and it's a release and all that. So easiest way to know for sure when we're listing, emails. My emails always have the listing schedule at the bottom, and when things change, they're there. I will update that listing calendar on both the blog and the Facebook page and the Facebook group tomorrow. Just so you know that we're not doing that on the Tuesday, the 27th. Okay. What else? I don't know. What else? Oh, I know. I'm 2 weeks behind now in drawing the winners from our last 2 listing sessions. So I committed when we first started that that's the first thing I'll do in the morning. So the way that you know you win a prize, I reply to your comment on that week's video, and that should send you an email, and then you know. Okay, okay, friends. I hope I'm just looking at. Oh, Karen, you have a ticket to the preseason game. That'll be fun. Enjoy that. That's on my bucket list. I mean, I'm not a huge football fan, but I would like to, see one in person one time. All right, friends. Thank you. Thanks for joining me tonight. Thanks for hanging out. I hope you had as much fun as I did, because I had a ball. Always have a ball with you guys. And I hope to see you next week, next Wednesday. And if you can't make it, I hope to see you sometime, either here on a Tuesday or a Wednesday or a Saturday, whatever we're doing. So enjoy the rest of your week, and have a good rest of your night. Take care. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.